Hello everybody. We welcome you to our channel, Logical-NDE, where we narrate near-death experiences from people who claim to have passed away, visited the other side and luckily got back. In case content such as this hooks you up, do hit the like, share and subscribe buttons and become a part of our listener community. I relived the time when I was 7 and came back to tell my mom how much I loved her. This is what a girl aged 23 wrote to me in her email. She said she never tried to show her love to her mother. But a near-death experience let her see how her mother loved her when she was 7. She doesn't want to reveal her name. She only wants to share her story with everyone who thinks her parents are annoying. She experienced how her mom sacrificed for her. The following words would be hers. Hello, I am just a random girl who today lives for her mother. I was not always like this. I used to be an annoying girl, a girl who used to think that she was everything. I didn't care what my mom felt about me and whether I was giving her enough time. She never complained to me. But I think God wanted to show me her actual value. I completely changed after this. And I want everyone to listen to my near-death experience and how it changed me completely. I lived in a small town with my mother, away from the city. We had a small house, enough for the two of us. But I didn't think that when I was 22. I could not see things as if I were willfully blind to all that matters. One day, I was at home, alone, when I received a call from Mom. She told me to go to one of my friends' homes because our home was about to collapse. I complained about it, but she said she would answer everything once she came back. I asked where she was, and she said she was in a hospital. I paused for a few seconds and then said okay. I hung up the call and once again forgot what she had said. I was using my phone and chatting with my friends. My mother might have called to let me know she was in the hospital. She wanted me to come and be beside her. But I was blind. I didn't think about it then, but now I realize it, and it breaks me from the inside. Half an hour passed, and suddenly I heard wood creaking. I cannot remember what happened next. I opened my eyes and saw myself in the same house. But it wasn't in as bad shape as it used to be. I heard my mom calling me from another small room where she used to stitch clothes. I thought she would have come back from the hospital. I went to her, but what I felt next left me speechless. I had shrunk in size. My hands, feet, and every part of my body had gotten smaller. I ran to the mirror and saw I was no older than 7 years. Who had that happened? Was I in a dream? What was really going on? Was I sleeping? Or was I imagining? There were tons of questions in my mind. Then I figured out I was dead. Yes, I was really dead. Dreams aren't as real as they once were. I was reliving the life of being a 7-year-old girl. I went to my mom, and she kissed me. She didn't feel anything odd in me. Everything was normal for her, but not for me. I was still thinking about where I was. I picked a needle and pierced it in my hand. I felt the pain, but I was still there. It's not a dream, I said to myself. Then I heard a voice of a man coming from the ceiling. It was Jesus' voice. He said that I had died and was sent back to my past. I reached into my pocket to take my phone out. I wanted to record that, but no. There was no phone or anything from the future world. Everything was the same as it was when I was 7 years old. It was night, so I went to bed. I saw a little bed in place of my normal bed. I thought I might have had this bed when I was 7. I lied on it and closed my eyes. Then I heard footsteps approaching. The door opened, and my mom came toward me. I had my eyes closed, but I wasn't asleep. She kissed me on my forehead and caressed my cheeks. She kissed me again and went to her small room. I had never known my mom loved me like this. Or perhaps I had never tried to see this. When she went away, I heard the suppressed sound of a stitching machine. I got up and slowly went near the door. I saw her. She was stitching clothes and trying to keep the sound low. She didn't want to disturb me. I felt tears in my eyes. A 7-year-old girl never realizes this, but I wasn't 7. I was 22, and seeing this was breaking me from the inside. She was sacrificing her sleep for me. I stood there for hours and saw her work. She got up and came toward my room. I ran to my bed and pretended to sleep. She kissed me again and saw me with love in her eyes. Then she went away and continued stitching the clothes. She repeated this the whole night. Perhaps she used to do this every night. She would have felt alone. She would have felt tired. But she continued working. She was doing all this for me. When I was 7, I never realized we didn't have money. She would give me everything I asked for. Thinking about these things, I went to sleep. The smell of pancakes woke me up in the morning. I opened my eyes and saw my mom making pancakes for me. How did she manage to work the whole night and wake up to make pancakes? She came toward me with a smile on her face. She kissed me and gave me pancakes. I ate them. She was surprised how I managed to eat the pancakes without putting any crumbs on the bed sheet. Then she got up and went to her drawer. She took a box from the drawer and gave it to me. I opened it and found Barbie-styled shiny shoes. This was the same pair of shoes I still had when I was 22. I asked where she got them. She told me she went to the store this morning and bought them for me. No, this wasn't the whole truth. She had worked all night and stitched clothes to have extra money. She then went to buy these shoes for me. I could not move thinking of this. I had tears in my eyes and didn't want her to see. How can a 7-year-old girl be emotional? I couldn't control myself and hugged my mom. She felt she had earned everything. She hugged me back and told me how much she loved me. One morning, when I woke up, I saw she was stressed. She was crying silently, and tears were all across her face. I made a noise and then got out of bed. She wiped her tears, and then she came to me. She kissed me and gave me the breakfast I loved. But it was a bit less than normal. I didn't complain and started to eat. I asked why she wasn't eating, and she said she had eaten it already. No, she had not eaten. There wasn't enough food. She was sacrificing for me. Even she was staying hungry for me. I had never seen or felt these things when I was 7. I had not felt them when I was 22. I just took everything for granted. I never said anything to my mom to let her feel how much I loved her back. One morning, when I opened my eyes, I was in the hospital. I had come back from my past after dying. I had my head bandaged because I had been hit on my head. My mother rushed toward me and kissed me. She was delighted that I was finally conscious. I never felt so much comfort as I felt at that moment. I kissed her back, and she was surprised. She told me that I had not left the house and it had collapsed. A big wooden log had fallen from the ceiling and hit my head. How I survived is a miracle, the doctor says. I think this near-death experience was necessary for me. I came to know things I never realized. I saw what my mother did for me from the time when I was a child. But I never appreciated her. I was busy with my social life. I was making friends online but pushing my mom away. But now, everything has changed. From that day on, I made my mom my priority and vowed to be with her, always. I decided to find a job and give everything to my mother she had given to me. So far, I have made her proud of me. Thanks for sticking to the video till the very end. If you don't want to miss out on the near-death experiences people share, then please subscribe to our channel. You can like and share this video if you love it. Until the next video, stay tuned.